What's up, world? This is Bryan Keith Photo, also known as K City, and this is episode 5 of the Dan Show.
Yes, sir.
We rolling?
We rolling.
Bryan.
It's good.
How's it going, pal?
Man, it's going, man. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too, man. I'm really glad you could come through today. I just reconnected with you a month or about a few months ago at Aubrey's birthday.
Yeah.
And before that, I hadn't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, shout out to COVID.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's even at work, I've been seeing so many familiar faces that I hadn't seen in more than a year. Mm-hmm. So people are, not to say that you was living under a rock. I guess we all was in some form or fashion, but it's good to see people like crawling out of that little corner that they've just been stuck in the past year. So
everybody's starting to pop out.
Yeah, folks is popping out. I'm seeing a lot of people I ain't seen in a while. So it's awesome that the next time I see you to kick it, you come on the show.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It'll only be right.
So yeah.
So what's been up with you? What's new since things have been outside for you? I see you've been doing a lot of cool video work and photography. What's going on with that?
Well, I mean, for those that don't know, Dan really knows me as a music producer, but I recently transitioned into photography and videography, like you said. I like doing like brand style videos, just branding content. So yeah.
So I saw you you did a photo shoot with like a family, right? You did like some video, and like that footage looks like footage you see in like a opening Disney film. Like I'm like, Bryan is smooth, man.
Hey,
like
man, I appreciate it.
If I had to describe your style of photography and videography, it would be like smooth and classy. Like the shoots you do for people, like the stuff you did for Molo and other like mutual friends we know. I'm like Bryan went off on them pictures.
Man,
so yeah, I love your stuff. Maybe again, like I told you, maybe I'm biased because you're actually my friend and I like you. But yeah, I really like your stuff, man. The video work looks so nice. Tell me about how you. We'll get into the music, but tell me how you shifted from producing into like a more visual side of creativity.
I want to say, okay, so 2018, I went to South Africa and I knew I was proposing. So my family and friends couldn't come. So they was like, hey, make sure you record it. I'm like, all right, I'll do my best. So if anybody out there that shoots with a Nikon, you know how difficult it is to do video with that type of camera.
Yeah.
The continuous autofocus is ridiculous. So, I got there and I'm just, reading a whole bunch of articles, watching YouTube videos, just trying to get the video aspect right, just so I can share with my family. Turns out I got like pretty deep into it to the point where I'm like, man, I kind of love this. Like, maybe I should pursue this more after this. And plus at the time, my wife had her company For the Love of the Art, where she would like interview like music artists. So I was working the camera then, recording artists, doing her interviews and stuff. So that's pretty much how I made that transition.
That's really cool. So how much time you spent in? You said South Africa. How long you was there?
2 weeks.
Okay, yeah, because 4 of them days is in the air, right?
Man, that's like 16 hours.
Oh God! Do you book like do you get a nice seat for that? I mean, for an international flight, do you have to be comfortable for 16 hours? Because I would have to be. I don't be comfortable for like the time it takes to get to Georgia to California on Delta. Like I still be like, man, this is are we there yet? Like for real.
Yeah, I mean, at first I love traveling, so anytime I gotta get on the plane, like I'm already excited. But yeah, that flight was extremely too long. Like you get on the flight, they give you like a dinner or a breakfast depending on when you leave. Then you get a snack, and then you get dinner or breakfast again And at that point, I'm like, bro, just get me off the plane.
Yeah, right. Well,
We should have been there already.
right. When is the point where the wheels come down?
And I think coming back is faster because you know you're not ready to go home, so you get there quicker. But when you're ready to get there to South Africa, it's just like, man.
Yeah, Twitter would be disappointed in the statement I'm about to make. I don't have my passport yet. Ooh, the subscribers are gonna run away.
Shoes?
Yeah, I did. I just spent $200. You know the Nikes cost the same.
You could have got 2 passports.
Could have got 2 LLCs. Okay. So, but definitely last year was when I was going to pull the trigger on it. But then COVID happened, and it's just like, well, I'm going to save this little money. Like,
I ain't going nowhere.
hey, I'm not going nowhere. In fact, my first trip I got on a plane for the first time 2 weeks ago to go to New Orleans. And that was the first true, like, trip that felt like, oh, this is vacation again. So definitely getting a passport is on my to-do list, like my ASAP to-do list, because I want to go to Costa Rica and Colombia. But I got to get the credentials to do it first. But man, the reason why I'm taking like a baby first trip is because like going across that pond, I'm not ready for it. Like my big ass do not be comfortable just in the car for an hour or two.
There's seats you can buy where you can have a little bit more leg space.
Yeah.
They're crazy expensive.
But I look forward to being well versed in traveling too because I want to shoot. I want to go to pretty places to shoot it.
Yeah.
It's weird. Things are so weird now. I be paranoid taking my camera places, my laptop places. I won't take my laptop and my camera to an event or a shoot. Just because it's like, hey man, if my shit gets stolen, at least I'll have the one or the other back home. It's just so weird because sometimes that demotivates me from shooting stuff around the city. Like when it'd be nice and I'd be like, yeah, I want to catch some shots or something. Or I want to kind of hop around and get shots. I'd be like, man, I'll just use my phone. Cause like this will be the day all my equipment gets stolen. Cause folks are just breaking into cars for any reason these days.
Hey man, pro tip.
Crazy.
Never leave your gear in the car.
Never. You can't leave anything. And truly, I love how this turned into the ATL scoop portion of the show. But with this recent uptick in crime in Atlanta, I would carry stuff around, but I'll put it in the trunk. But you got to understand, folks is watching you. Folks is following you. Folks ain't coming up to your car very randomly. They laying on you. Like, that's the job. So even though you put your laptop in the trunk, what's going to happen is your window's still going to be busted out and your trunk going to be popped when you come back. Yeah. So it sucks that those are like layers you have to like sort through. Is like, is it worth taking the camera out today? Because I got to go into Kroger, I got to go into Willie's, and then I just carry my laptop. Whatever I have in the car is just going to be in my hand, and it just be inconvenient. But yeah, that pro tip.
I'm the same way, bro. Like if I go out shooting, if I'm planning to make a stop at the store on the way back, my book bag is on me in the store. I don't care if they following me.
Yeah,
I don't care.
You're gonna have to take it right off of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole pistol
That's another weird thing. It's like I don't want to turn into Wild Wild West John Wayne
over your laptop.
over whatever. But like I be feeling like I need to have a pistol just riding around. I mean, and I have one, and I'd rather it sit in that closet. But this shit done got weird in Atlanta.
Nah, it's collecting that.
It's like I definitely don't want to be that dude that's just like, yeah, you know, I keep it on me, but you might have to keep it on you.
If you go to the gas station in a car, you might want to have it.
Right.
I mean, and they
so look, word of advice from the dance show: if you got it, you might want to keep it on you.
Yeah, better.
But anyway, back
back around to photography.
Less intense topics here. But yeah, I definitely want to go different countries to shoot. That's kind of on my bucket list is travel more specifically to shoot. To piggyback on that, what we just said, I didn't take my camera to New Orleans. I was just scared. I was worried I wasn't gonna come back with a camera. I probably could have took it and just been just fine. I also was hammered most of the time there, so probably good I didn't take it.
Could have just left it.
Right, I just left that thing. Shout out to New Orleans. What a fucking awesome city, man.
Yeah, I was watching your stories.
Right, we'll get to the fuckery portion of the show at the end. So we talk about the music. When I first met you, it was probably, I feel like I know you about 5-6 years now. Somewhere like 2015, 2016-ish.
Yeah.
Maybe longer than that.
Longer than that, yeah.
Definitely, met you through Adrian. I jokingly told Adrian, I was like, damn, Adrian, like, you hang with us, then you have a whole other sub group of friends that you don't bring us around. He was like, hey, Dan, I don't know if I want to do that yet, Dan.
We got Ken mixed friends.
Yeah, right.
Shit, you was the same way for the longest.
So then you used to have people over your crib on like Friday nights, little game night, whatever. That used to be a fun time too. So around that time when I met you, you were doing producing, and you was doing work with Sammy.
Yeah.
You still work with Sammy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and him we did a few records on his last project, Proud of You and Face to Face.
Okay.
Those are my last 2 joints with Sammy.
Cool. And like, how did y'all link up? Did you know him from before the music, or?
Nah, I definitely met Sammy in like 2012 through my brother and producer Doughboy.
Okay.
Doughboy was a DJ, so he would be at all the clubs DJing and trying to get artists to work with him. That's how he linked up with Sammy, and me and Doe, we did a lot of work prior to that. So some of those beats that we did together would be on those CDs that he would hand out at the time.
Oh, okay.
2013 was a different
right
time. He wasn't really sending like emails or beats. He was sending like handing out CDs and whatever. So I met him after I got a song on a project. So
nice.
That's dope. Talk about a different time. Recently I was talking to like some college age folks, like 20, 21 year olds. I was telling them how I took a road trip from here to California in 2007. And how I got stuck on a mountain, how I had to turn around, car full of kids on acid, and like we're like trying to do a 8-point reverse on the side of a mountain where there's like mountain road cliff. So I'm telling them how there was no GPS. And in my mind, it also clicked in my mind at that time, oh wait, I didn't have an iPhone back then. Because it's an organ. Your iPhone truly is the newest human organ. It's not even a phone anymore. It's truly like a part of your DNA at this point. So it clicked to me. You talk just a different time. I'm telling the story and I was like, wait, why didn't we know where to go? And I was like, oh wait, we literally were looking at maps just 14 years ago. Like literal map, either MapQuest printout or a map.
I remember the MapQuest.
And the little poor kids was looking at me cross-eyed. Like, what is you talking about? So yeah, I know that was off topic, but yeah, even 2013 where you're handing out flash drives and CDs, it's just like, explain that to a 19-year-old, and he's gonna politely ask you to please leave his vicinity. You old man.
You never had to put that much work in to send out a track.
So how do you feel about, now that you have the 2 crafts, you have the audio, you started with an audio craft, now you've got the visual craft, both are dope. Do you feel you pay more attention to one another, or do you plan to merge and marry the 2 together? What's next in terms of producing, photography, videography? Will it always just be a separate thing, or do you kind of have a master plan to merge it all together?
Really no master plan. If I could merge them all together, I would. I'm thinking the best transition would be for me to produce a record and also shoot the video.
Yeah.
The music video.
Be like a one-stop shop.
Yeah, but I know that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of work just for one record. So I think for now I'll just keep the two separate.
Yeah.
Because the clients that I work with on the video aspect have no idea that I do music. You know?
Oh, really?
So yeah. Yeah. Unless it's like a friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they don't.
So your company is Bryan Keith Photography?
Yes.
And when did you start that? What made you go from just casual hobby to just like, oh no, I'm dope with this, I want to make money doing it?
I think what made me do that was the fact that everybody wanted to have a shoot, you know, and you can't just give everybody a free shoot, so you got to start charging. So once I started charging, I was like, okay, I think it's time for me to make this legit. So that's when I upgraded like all my gear. Really like I was diving deep into like learning more about lighting and off-camera flash and all that good stuff, just to bring the quality of the photos to where I thought it needed to be in order to charge the amount that I wanted to charge. So that's kind of how it started, how it became a business. And I feel like during COVID is when it really took off. Like, I don't know, I guess them PPP loans came in and everybody was like, hey, I need to get a shoot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I had clients scheduling like 3 and 4 shoots at a time.
Nice.
I'm like, man, you must ain't hit a lick. But
Right, they
I
gonna be
appreciate it.
they gonna be shooting for them 20 minutes. You could play basketball down in the cage little court in a few years. If you got a PPP loan and they ain't made a dime, you're dumb. Okay, back to you.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's how it pretty much became a business. Like I said, the photos were always first, and then video kind of came naturally after. But I feel like more people are leaning toward video work now. So
Yeah. So when did you start the company?
I started it in 2017
2017?
for photos.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's the name of your producer tag?
It's funny. It's really my last name. My last name is Elmore. It's spelled backwards. So it's Aramai Music. So I try to make it, I don't know.
Yeah.
I try to make it seem like it was clever, but really I didn't know what to name it, so I just named it my last name backwards. It started off being Trust Your Art.
Yeah.
But I got a letter from Bryan Kemp and them saying that I couldn't use that because the word trust is owned by the bank. So if I get written permission from a bank, I can use that. So I was fresh.
Today years old when I learned that little
If you ever try to
factoid.
put trust in your LLC, they're gonna make you.
I guess
get a letter
it
from the
makes.
bank.
I guess it makes sense. That's just something you'd
Yeah.
never think about.
Yeah. So I had limited time. I was like, let me think of something real quick. And that's what it turned out to be.
And what you said was?
ER. It's really my last name. Let me see how you. Yep, you spelled it right. Yep. And then music.
Okay. And was that on Instagram?
No, it's not on Instagram. It's just when you see K City pops
Gotcha.
up.
K City. I knew K City. You should have just said K City.
Yeah. And it's funny because somebody actually has K City taken on Instagram.
Oh, no.
So I had to be clever and
And put
replace
the
one. instead
the
of
iCarly right.
Hey, I had to do it.
So yes, let's talk a little bit about where you're from. What's the Kansas City
Kansas,
connection?
Kansas.
City, Kansas, not Missouri.
Not Missouri.
Right, it's two different
Yeah.
places.
So that's where I was born, but like I was telling you earlier, like I tell people I'm from Georgia, Cobb County.
Cobb County.
But you know,
Specifically.
if I go out of town and you ask me, I'm just gonna say Atlanta.
Right, because you're going to catch some grief if you tell somebody in Atlanta you from Atlanta. Like,
Yeah, I
then
never
what's the
tell-
first question they're going to ask you, Joe?
Oh, what high school you went to?
Yeah, where you went to high school?
Where?
They're going to be like,
Oh,
McKeitchen.
McKeitchen.
Oh, but yeah.
Why you ain't from Atlanta, boy? It's like, okay, to be fair, I'm only 15 minutes away.
Nah, not from McKeitchen.
Nah, not from McKeitchen. You 40. You a hot 40 minutes away. But if you ride at the little Windy Hill exit,
Yeah, you right up the
then
road.
you can just,
right
you
up the
know.
road.
That's the new Atlanta.
Right, that's the new Atlanta.
That's
Right.
Atlanta now.
That's where the stadium at. No, I'm joking.
So you say you went to McKeitchen High School. So you went to high school, Adrian?
It's high school ace. Yeah.
And y'all grew up as besties or what?
Yeah, we met in 9th grade basketball.
That's cool.
You know, ever since I've known Adrian, he's always had a camera. He never would bring it to school, but if I go to his house, he would be filming stuff. Like, he never was taking pictures, but he would be, you know, filming.
Yeah.
So I remember going over there a lot as a child.
And how much trust do you have in Adrian? You got briefly into a story earlier about y'all was getting ready for like, what? Senior pictures?
Yeah.
Senior picture?
How did y'all get y'all spiff your hairlines up and stuff? What happened?
So I'm thinking around that time, I don't know, maybe I just forgot that it was that week to take pictures. It was during the summer, by the way. So it was like that week where you go take your senior portraits. I completely forgot. So I needed a haircut badly. So Adrian, he cut his own hair. So I was like, yo, you cut your own hair. Your hair is nice. It's a nice fade. I feel like you should be able to cut mine. So, you know, without telling my parents, I was just like, yeah, Ace, go ahead and hook me up. And it didn't go well, bro. Like,
Was it one of the moments where during the cut you realized it was going south, but you was like, I'm gonna let my boy do his thing? Or was it just like this Macaulay Culkin slap on the face when you looked in when he handed you the mirror?
Man, so he's cut my hair, and like, he's confident. Like, he's not like, you know how when you can tell when your barber make a mistake because they're like, and they keep going over that same spot.
Yeah.
He didn't do none of that. Like, he was confident. He was just like, doop, doop. And I'm thinking like, okay, it's good. Mind you, we're at his house. You know, there's no like, you're not at a legit barbershop where you can see your stuff.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Mirrors around you.
Like, you just gotta pretty much
You can monitor as
like,
the cut go. Like, hey, bro, what you doing over there?
But yeah, he was like, yeah, you done. I was like, oh, okay. So I looked in there, and I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, dang, it kind of looked uneven a little bit. But you know, it's just for pictures. So I'm just looking in the mirror. You know, I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, oh man,
I gotta walk around like.
So you know, we used to wear do-rags heavily, but the thing is, my dad has like this thing in the house where there's no hats, no do-rags. So I come back home with the do-rag on.
All right, red flag.
Immediately, I gotta remove it. So I take it off. He looking at me like, boy, who touched your hair? Like, I know I didn't take it to the barbershop. And it was at that point that I knew like it was that bad. Like, because my dad, he didn't give me some bad cuts before in the past. So for him to say that, it was on a different level. So I learned then and there, like, okay, just because you can cut your own hair don't mean you can cut other people's hair.
That is so true. Hey, man.
I should have waited.
For the folks watching, I would love if y'all put in the comments, quote, who touched your head?
Who touched your head?
Bruh, that's hilarious. So what'd you end up doing? You end up just getting a Scully or what?
Man, I just had to wait it out.
And did you get...
It wasn't no
Where can we
social
find
media.
these senior pictures?
You said what?
Where can we find these senior pictures?
Man,
I know
I
you
don't
put
know.
them on Facebook somewhere. We gotta
No,
go on Facebook.
I actually hadn't seen the picture, to be honest with you. Because I didn't buy a
We gonna
yearbook.
find
They
it.
Now, did you-
$250 for a yearbook, bro. We
Oh yeah,
like,
you're right. I don't have
right.
my senior picture either. Now that you mentioned it.
Folks used to just keep the Life Touch
the little
with the print on it,
Yeah.
with
The proof on it.
the proof on it. Yeah, your teacher be like, call and roll. Okay, and Daniel Allen, you still need to bring your pictures back. Jeremy Thomas, you still need to bring your pictures back. He's like, you won't get them. They're in a frame. They're literally in a frame. It say Life Touch across my chest.
Man.
You think I had a Life Touch tee on?
Apparently, it had to be super bad because I remember my mom taking me over to Greenbrier to like this little portrait studio, and those were bad too. I just
So speaking of portraits, what style of photography do you like the most if you're not having a, like, if it's not a gig? Like if you're just shooting?
if I'm just shooting, I do like environmental style portraits, like the portraits where it's not so much about the person's face, where it's about the surrounding area and the person. I like to do that, like catch people while they're like in their element.
Yeah.
So like right now, if I was taking a portrait of y'all in the studio, that would be my favorite type. Which is probably why I like event photography too.
Yeah.
So
candids is what that is,
Yeah,
right?
candids,
yeah.
yeah.
I kind of like that too. Of course, I mentioned it before. I love nature. I love the sky, stars. Ideally, if I like had the resources, I would buy one of them like lenses that people like the very long exposure lenses that people shoot like the galaxy and stuff with.
Okay,
of course, in Atlanta, you're not finna get those shots.
No.
But like,
You gotta travel for
to
those.
travel, like, oh my God, I love the stars. Like, and when you travel, just even if you drive 30 minutes or an hour north, when it's nighttime, you remember stars exist. You're like, oh, it's a million stars in the sky.
Out there in North Georgia, what's that? The
Blue Ridge.
Yeah, Blue Ridge. Where we was up at the cabin. You know, we'll get to that. But yeah, ideally, I would want one of those really cool like telescope style lenses with them. That's like heavy duty equipment. Like, I've gotten back into it. I've been editing some pictures. I've been sitting on hundreds of pictures from like 2019 till now. So I've finally done knocked the dust off of this computer in Lightroom and just been posting some stuff again. And this is a very new thing for me in terms of like a craft. I wouldn't consider it a craft quite yet because I don't feel like I'm good at it yet. If I can do 20 episodes, if I can get 20 episodes in, I'll feel like, okay, this is my new craft. But now that things have opened back up and you can feel comfortable being around people again, I've been feeling just more motivated to jump back into the creative field of things and like really just get the work done. Because like I said, the first episode, I spent about a whole year just doing nothing but getting drunk and angry. And it's just like, yep, you'll do that forever if you don't check it. So it's really dope to see you grow with your videography and photography. I love it. With the music side, is there any other artists you want to work with, or where do you want to take? What's the next step music-wise for you?
I think the next step, if I can get out of this R&B like zone, like people know me as an R&B producer. If I can I do have some records with rappers, but if I can do more of that, because I started off music period being a rapper, so I felt like I should be making rap. You know what I'm saying? Like
hip hop beats,
and I don't know. I love R&B though, so that's the conundrum. Like, do I continue making R&B records, or do I, branch out and do like this new wave of hip hop or rap? So,
well, that's cool. That's cool, man.
I just feel like I just need to do more upbeat, upbeat stuff.
Well, the same way I described your photography is the same way I would describe your music. It's just a very smooth and classy sound.
Appreciate it.
And I'd say that's a good way to just describe you. I mean, it's just a reflection. Your craft is very much a reflection of the inner you.
Yeah.
And you are a very just calm, smooth, professional guy, real intelligent, like,
I definitely want to do more records with Vito. I don't know if you guys heard of Vito, R&B artist.
Is he out of Atlanta?
He lives here, but he's from Michigan, if I'm not mistaken.
So you know him?
Yeah. We've done quite a few records together, but I would like to do more with him because he's just dope, man. He's incredibly talented. He's a writer as well. He's wrote a lot of records. Chris Brown. He does a lot of K-pop stuff as well. But he's R&B, and I just feel like it's hard to find like genuine like R&B artists.
Yeah.
Everybody's like doing R&B with the twist. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he's super dope. I think the record that made him take off is "You Got It." That's the record that everybody's been.
I feel like R&B has turned into rappers who realize they could sing.
Yeah.
That's like what the default R&B new thing is.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of it. I'm kind of stuck in my time. When it comes to R&B, I'm stuck in the 90s and 80s.
Same here.
Anything that's new, I'll listen to it, but it's not on my Apple Music. and that just come from, I guess, being, I turned 35 this year. I'm just an old head, I guess, because I can't listen to this very suggestive and very graphic. That's not what R&B supposed to be. R&B supposed to be smooth and classy.
Yeah.
And even back then, we had our suggestive songs, but it was done in a very clever way. Now it's just like, this is going in that, and I'm gonna do it 100 times in a row, like, and it's just like, it's smooth sound, your voice sound good, but that's not really what I want to vibe to. No disrespect to any of the new artists that might fall in that realm. I just don't. If you're gonna be a rapper, I'd rather you be a rapper that can sing, but be a rapper. Don't just be an R&B dude.
Yeah.
But also, like, I'm not an A&R or none of that. I just know what I like, and when it comes to R&B, I'm not a fan of any of the newer stuff. If it is that rap. Now, mind you, it's guys like Brent Fayez and Jivion, is that how you say his name?
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, those dudes are dope. Like, I'm not saying it ain't no dope new R&B. Definitely don't want to come off like that. But I do feel like that's the new thing, is like, it's just a rapper that can't sing. And then it's like, okay, well, that's what R&B is now.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Do you have a song in your head and you don't know how to get it out? Do you have an event coming up and you don't know how to set up your sound? Do you need to improve an audio recording you already have done, or just have questions about getting started with your creative idea? Let Conscious Dreamers bring your ideas to reality. We have the hands-on experience from years of work in the studio and in the field to help you get your idea into the ears of your friends, family, and potential fans. Get at Elon by email at elon.consciousdreamer@gmail.com or reach him at blackelon_ to bring your dreams to life. Thank you.
You mentioned your boy Doughboy.
Yeah.
Is that the fella that came on the cabin trip?
Yes.
Okay, man. So funny. You want to go ahead and just give us your version of that story? I think everybody who was on that trip is gonna give their version of that story. We can just go into it real briefly.
Let me tell y'all something, man. I ain't never seen Dan like this. I ain't never seen Dan like this before. Oh, man. So, I remember you being upset because, one, everybody in the cabin was smoking and was pretty much, like you said, just stuck and glued to the couch or the bed or wherever. But I remember you being upset because they didn't want to go take this walk.
That was number one.
That was number one. I knew off rip when I signed up to go to the cabin, I wasn't going outside. Right. You're not gonna pay me to go out there. And at this time, like, I had a camera, but I didn't bring it with me. Like, I had a bad sense of doing that. Like, bought the camera to document stuff, but then leave it at the house. So I remember you being like super upset, and this is before the nighttime rant.
Yeah,
this is why everyone was still
going
awake.
into the day.
That was the first red flag. It's like, it was niggas don't even want to go outside.
Strike one, you don't want to go outside. Strike two, y'all don't want to do karaoke. Y'all don't want to do karaoke. Y'all keep watching ridiculousness. I remember, who was that? Kiera and Justine on the couch. I remember I was just making beats.
Yeah,
I was having a good time.
You was awake the whole time.
Shout out to whoever brought the big speaker.
Chop. Probably, yeah.
Hey,
or Aubrey brought it. Yeah.
Hey, Chop, Aubrey, I appreciate y'all for bringing that big speaker to save my life. Just being able to hear the music out loud, it was dope. But later that night, when you figured out that everybody, like, nobody was getting up.
And nobody was waking up.
Nobody was getting up. The food wasn't getting done because the chef, she went missing for a while.
She was downstairs.
Didn't nobody know where she was.
The bathroom floor.
But here's the thing, like, no one knew where she was, but also no one went to look for her.
Right.
So that was pretty bad.
Right.
That was pretty bad.
I found her on the floor because I think I was downstairs. I just needed to go use that bathroom. And I happened to ask maybe April, so I'm like, where is Steph? And I was like, ain't nobody seen her.
Ain't nobody seen her.
Luckily,
And then she's on the floor just like, I'm like, Stephanie, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I just ate too much. It's better.
Yeah, everybody was eating those.
The edibles.
It was brownies, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of everything.
brownies.
Yeah, it was brownies, and y'all had bud too.
Yeah, we did.
So, yeah.
So okay, so later in that night, everybody's still out. Dan's going on a rant, and I remember at the time I was downstairs trying to shoot pool. This guy is upstairs in the kitchen just going off on everybody in the house. Next thing you
On the microphone.
Man, on the microphone, because nobody wants to do karaoke. Yo, so now, I ain't never seen Joe like this before either. I didn't even know Joe was asleep. I'll be honest with you. I just know that everybody was just out chilling, doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, all I hear is you going off on the mic, and Joe had enough. I'm downstairs laughing.
Joe had enough.
Man, because you was going in on that mic. I'm downstairs just laughing because, you know, I love a good laugh. But, man, when Joe stormed in that kitchen and got face-to-face with you, I knew I had to run upstairs to see this. Honestly, I had the whole thing recorded, but not video. I recorded the audio because you was going in, and I lost it. I wish I had it.
Lord Jesus.
What happened was that phone just died.
Thank
It was
God.
on the phone. But man, it was so funny, bro. I mean, we downstairs
Thank
in
God it
tears.
don't
I'm down there in tears, and I actually forgot that Doe was there. So when y'all brought up the story, I completely forgot he was there. So I knew I was gone.
Right.
I forgot he was there, bro. He was like, yeah, your boy was going off on the mic. This is at a time where he didn't partake, so he was probably the only sober person there.
Oh, man. You.
Oh, in him?
No,
No, I was
Yeah.
hammered.
Yeah.
I was very drunk.
Every time I seen Dan, he had a glass in his
Yeah,
hand.
I was very drunk by that time. Well, definitely wanted you to, it'll just be fun to hear everybody, because, you know, I have my side of the story, but then everybody else's side of the story is like reality. So I appreciate you sharing that. Is there anything else you want to say in terms of like promoting your business? Where can people follow you?
Oh, if you want to follow my photography, videography, you can follow me on Instagram at Bryan Keith Photo. That's BryanKeithPhoto.
Cool.
And for music, it's K City. You can follow me on Instagram at KC1TY. And those are my social medias.
Cool.
So yeah, that's it.
Well, I sure appreciate you coming through. I wish you the best of luck with everything you're doing. Like I said, you're going off with the pictures and the videos.
Appreciate it.
And also, I need to holler at you about some equipment I got. This little flash thing I sent you a text with. I don't know how to connect the shit. You know what I mean? So I need to get with you. And also, I want to shoot with you sometime, because you're the only of the crew friends or whatever, the mutual photography friends. I think me, you, and Dennis only want to shoot with Nikons.
Yeah.
And Jahi, I think, shoot with a Nikon.
Yeah.
So I need to link with you, because like I told Adrian, I'm kind of stuck in this like aperture priority mode instead of manual. And I just need to get with somebody else. I need to get with another Nikon shooter. So like I definitely need to link with you on that. And it's dope that I haven't seen you, but like this is the second or third time I've seen you in
like 12 months.
Yeah, right. So I'm really happy you was able to come out today, and hopefully down the line we'll do it again. And for sure, like I said, best of luck with the music, the photography, and have a good 2021, man. I'm just glad things is open back up. Folks can get some money again.
Man, same here.
Folks,
bro.
and folks will invite you to come inside their house or within their vicinity without like being weird.
Yeah, because
So-
I think at first, when COVID first happened, people, they wasn't going out, but they were still hanging like with family members. Like I felt like with the restrictions that were in place, people were like, okay, I can't hang out with nobody new, but you know, I can still invite my homies over.
Yeah.
But you know, some people just don't want to take that risk. So
Joe, you want to say something? Joe don't be saying nothing. What's wrong with Joe?
I'm just a bit stupid ass nigga. That's
Go ahead. For the folks watching, the next comment is, quote, Joe don't be saying nothing. You alright, Joe.
I try,
appreciate,
man.
I appreciate you.
I'm just stupid.
I've been meaning to bring up, man. Me and Joe actually had a song.
Oh no, you didn't mean to bring that up. No, you didn't mean to bring that up at all.
Where can the good people find?
Oh man, you can't find that nowhere.
I don't know where you can find that.
Nope,
That's
that don't
back, like I
exist.
said, that was during the time when you had to press up CDs.
Yep.
And I still got the CD.
So anything you want to say in regards to that, Joe? You want to promote that song real quick?
That was a different Joe. I don't know who you talking about, my man. that was not me.
My bad, y'all. I ain't even bring that up.
Nah, look, Bryan, that's a touchy subject. You can go ahead and Google search "Who is Joe T." You go ahead and search nostalgia. If you want to find all of Joe's music, it's on SoundCloud, all the platforms.
Daniel on there too, though.
Never mind. Don't look for it. Good God. Yeah. On that note, you can follow us at the Dan Show Pod. You can follow me at Dan the Creator. Also, you see the Patreon links, audio links is all in the description. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'm gonna keep doing this even if you don't watch no more. Look, that's a threat. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much. Everyone who's just subscribed, everyone's giving me good feedback. Thank you so much. We are out of here.